सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। The prayer and its purpose. That's the topic our Sujata wanted me to talk about. Prayer is a very important aspect of our life. To pray means to appeal for help, to appeal for favor, because we need help, we need favor. In our life, there are many things that we cannot predict. There are many things that we do not control. In fact, we do not know what will happen next moment. It is said about none other than Lord Rama that even Lord Rama did not know what was going to happen next morning. The previous evening, the father said that he will be anointed as a crown prince, and next morning he was asked to go to forest. Just an example how life is unpredictable, which is all right if you are ready to accept what comes. No problem. For all creatures other than human beings, that's how it is. They take life as it is. I don't think that they pray. To the best of our knowledge, there is no prayer in the life of animals or other creatures. Because I guess they don't need to pray. Meaning we need not pray, ask for help or ask for a favor if we are comfortable with what comes to our way. But unfortunately we are not. We always have an agenda. There are things that we like and things that we do not like. We have what we call raga and dvesha. Raga means that I want something. Something should happen. Because only then I'll be happy. My sense of happiness and comfort and well-being seems to depend upon many things, many people, many situations, many events. Only when those things happen I am happy, otherwise I am not. When I appear for a test, I am happy if I am successful, not if I don't succeed. When I perform an action, I want my action to yield desired result. Then I am happy. If it does not, I am not happy. So my happiness seems to depend upon success. What is success? Fulfillment of my desire. So we have desires. Other creatures don't have desires other than the basic needs of ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. Said last night, they need food for appeasing hunger. Nidra, they need to sleep and take rest when they are tired. Bhayam, they need to protect themselves because there is natural love for life and they want to live. And Maithunam is also a natural instinct to procreate, perpetuate one's species. These are what we call natural instincts. And all creatures have them. And human beings also have them. As far as other creatures are concerned, nature has made provision for them to provide for these basic needs. If you look at the creation, the Creator, Ishvara, has been very kind and caring to make sure that every creature gets what it needs at the time that it needs. Thus, when a child is born, whatever is required for the child to survive and to grow, the food, air, all of this is provided. So, as far as creatures other than human beings are concerned, they are totally dependent upon nature, upon Ishvara, to provide them what they need. Therefore, the birds wake up in the morning, go out and get their food, come home in the evening, and sleep without any anxiety as to what will happen next morning. They seem to be quite assured that they will get what they need. The reason why I am describing this is that if we are totally surrendered to Ishvara, then we do not need any special favor. Because there is a confidence there, a trust that He takes care of us. But we don't have that. Meaning that we cannot totally surrender ourselves to nature, to events. We want events to happen as we want. I want that when we go for a picnic, it should not rain. That when we have organized the picnic, shouldn't be too hot. When I go for a walk on the track, there should be shade and not sun. We have all these needs. There are things that we want, and there are things that we do not want also. We want certain things to happen, and we want certain things not to happen. Broadly, this can be called raga and dvesha. Raga means my demand that things should be in a certain way. Dvesha means another demand that they should not be in another way. Meaning that I generally demand that the whole universe around me should organize itself so as to make me comfortable. I want to be comfortable. I want to be happy. I want to be physically comfortable, emotionally comfortable, egoistically comfortable. And I want the rest of the universe to organize itself in such a manner that I am in comfort. Therefore, there is a constant demand on my part as to what should happen and what should not happen. Because I have my own perception of what will make me comfortable and what will make me uncomfortable. What happens is possible that my perception of what would make me comfortable can be quite different from your perception of what will make you comfortable. That is possible. So I may be very comfortable in 75 degrees Fahrenheit temperature and you may feel it's very hot. Like this man had his two daughters. He had married. One was married to a farmer. Other one was married to a Prajapati who was making bricks. He had a kiln, furnace. He was after some time visiting his daughters. First he went to the daughter who was married to this Prajapati, the brick maker. How are you doing? What is what? He says, Father, please pray to the Lord that it should not rain for next 15 days because we have just baked the bricks that out in open for drying. So it should not rain, otherwise all bricks will be ruined. Please pray to the Lord. All right. He went to the next daughter who was married to a farmer. How are you doing? What is it? And then ultimately that daughter says, Oh Lord, Father, please pray to the Lord that it should rain because we have just sown the seeds and we are waiting for the rain. So somebody wants rain, somebody doesn't want rain, etc. Meaning that everybody has his or her own sets of likes and dislikes. Not only that, but they keep on changing. Every time they have to check with the Swami, Swami, what is your latest dietary rules? Because if you cook food according to what was last year, it may be quite different this year. For maybe 6 months, my diet would change. No sugar. So then they would cook food with no sugar. But next year when I come, the things have changed. What happened? How can you not put any sugar in this? Swami, that's what you do. No, it's different now. Meaning that our likes and dislikes also keep on changing. So this is what we are. We are always needy beings. And our sense of well-being or comfort or happiness depends upon the fulfillment of our needs. If needs are fulfilled, we are happy. Not fulfilled, we are not happy. Now everybody loves to be happy and everybody hates to be unhappy. Therefore it is very important for us that things should happen which are favorable to us. But we know that we cannot control them also. We cannot control the rain. We cannot control nature. There are so many variables. Some variables are known to us, some are not known to us. Our Swami used to say that every endeavor you undertake, anything you want to do, is a calculated risk. When you are about to do something, it's a calculated risk in as much as with whatever information that you have and whatever understanding you have, you predict what the outcome will be, and with that in mind, you proceed to do things. It is calculated risk because your predictions can never be perfect, right? See, we take into account certain variables that we know, but there can be something that is not known to us and it can spring a surprise. All things that the world in world whole things are happening right now. In America, it's a great surprise happened last November. Nobody ever expected, and when somebody is elected as president. In England, there was a big surprise. Nobody expected Brexit. Yet another surprise to the Prime Minister. She thought that she would have overwhelming majority, and she lost her majority. Meaning that you just cannot predict how things are going to be. There are what we call unpredictable variables. I'm sure that British Prime Minister, being what she is, must have made all calculations, all preparations, and it was an endeavor. But calculated risk. She calculated variables to happen in certain way. What happened in England this time is that young people voted in large number. In last election, this is, I'm not teaching politics, I'm telling you how unpredictable it are. When they voted for Brexit, it was mainly the older people who voted. Young people were so upset that they did not vote. And this time they came out to vote. You never know. Some years ago, this BJP lost election in Delhi. You know what happened? As the election was approaching, at that time, suddenly the price of onion rose. Onion. The onion is something that every poor person wants to, needs. And when price of onions go up, then they are all very upset. All the good work that BJP had done was wiped out because of the rise in price of onions. And they lost elections. Can you believe that? Elections they lost. What I am saying is that we all know that there are many unpredictable variables in life. Because we cannot predict everything, because we are not omniscient. We are not all-knowing. We have power of knowledge with which we do know things. But our power of knowledge is limited. Meaning that our knowledge is limited regardless of what you know, however learned you are. Our Swamiji would say, our knowledge is limited to one more question. So you take an object like this, a flower. What is this? Rose. Oh, you are a knowledgeable person. What's the color? Red. Oh, knowledgeable person. How many petals are there? 27. Knowledgeable person. Why is it red? One more question. And our knowledge, you can see the limitations of our knowledge. Why 27 petals and not 28? I don't know. Does it smell? Doesn't smell. Why? I don't know. You may know a few things, but as I said, even if you know answers to this question, we can always ask you more questions, and the limitation of knowledge will come. Even Einstein also, anybody. Meaning that our knowledge is limited. And sometimes even when we know, we cannot prevent an event from happening. Because our powers are limited. Everybody knows that certain hurricane is coming. What can you do? It's coming. All you can do is to run away from there. But your house is wiped out. Tornado is coming. In this country, because of the predictions they have, they will save the life. In some places, you'll lose life also. But what can you do with your house? Tornado comes and just wipes out. Clean. Meaning that even when we have the knowledge, we do not necessarily have power to bring about what we want. Who will not want his house to be saved from hurricane? from tornado. Everybody would want. So we have limitations. Ishvara has given us powers. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Shakti means power. Jnana Shakti have power to know. Ichha Shakti have power to will and create. And Kriya Shakti power to act. We have, but all these powers are limited. The Swami used to give a funny example. Here is a professor of physics who will give you lectures about gravity, hours together, all nitty-gritties about that. One day this professor climbed a tree to fetch a fruit or something like that. And he lost his grip and started falling down. He knows he's falling at 32 feet per second, per second. At that, he knows that. But he cannot stop it. He has to fall at that speed. So we are limited people. Limited in power, limited in knowledge, limited in abilities. But our desires are as though we have no limitations. Meaning that we always want that our desires should be fulfilled. Now who can say that? Only omniscient can say that, isn't it? When can you say for sure that your desire will be fulfilled? When you know all the factors which contribute to creating the outcome of an action. You perform an action, karma, that gives rise to karma phala, result of the action. But the karma phala or outcome is determined by various laws of karma and other laws, some of which we know, some of which we do not know, some of which we can control, some of which we cannot control, meaning that the outcome of an action is always uncertain. You perform an action, all right, with the best of your ability, but what the outcome will be, you cannot say for sure. If you are ready to accept the outcome, fine, but we are not. We always want success. So this is where the prayer comes. They say, for successful outcome of any endeavor, 3 factors are required. One is prayatna, other is kalaha. Prayatna means an adequate effort. You cannot accomplish anything without a proper and adequate effort. That is taken for granted. Prarabdha can be there, but Purushartha also must be there. Rain alone is not enough. The farmer still is field also. So prayatna. Kala means that farmer should perform his endeavor at the right time. He must sow his seeds at the right time, before the arrival of rain. And he has to continue that endeavor for the length of time until the harvest comes. He cannot drop out in between. So time, kala is a very important factor. Right time, effort must be done at the right time, the right length of time. Simple day-to-day thing, making khichdi. Right time, must switch off right time. The fire must be turned off at the right time. Otherwise, either khichdi remains uncooked or it burns. Now, of course, people are very clever. So they have what they call these pressure cookers with timings, with whistles. They have these microwaves with timings, so that they don't have to worry about when to switch it off. It switches off by itself. Microwave will switch off by itself. And cooker will give a warning. How many whistles? 3 whistles. 4 whistles, depends on kind of rice that you have. Some rice 1 whistle, some rice 2 whistles, Uncle Ben 3 whistles, you know. But when you don't have that, then you just don't know, you can't predict. Therefore, the outcome is unpredictable. But we want always the favorable outcome. That's our need. Because I am happy only when the outcome is favorable. I am happy only when my effort is successful. Meaning that I am not ready to accept failure. We are not ready to accept the unpleasant in our life. And at the same time, we cannot control that the outcome has to be pleasant. So what do? The third factor comes. So prayatna, the adequate efforts, kala at the right time, for the right length of time, and third is daivam. Daivam is grace of God. We call it daivam means grace of God. Meaning that we want to appeal to God, to do things, everything acts according to law. But we approach the one who has made the laws. We want him to manipulate a little bit in our favor. So ultimately laws have to prevail. But laws can be enacted in a manner that they are favorable to us. This is what we do with God. It's called grace of God, favor of God, grace of God, anugraha, kripa of God. And that is where now God will do that provided, that's where prayer comes. Oh Lord, please do this for me. Please help people, all kinds of prayers. This woman in India wanted to perform a certain ceremony on a given day. But that is part of the country where it can rain any time. So she said, I will offer you 108. She had this vrata of Ganesha. I will offer you 108 coconuts if it does not rain. So she expects Ganesha to manipulate the functioning of nature such that it does not rain. It did not rain for her. She offered 108, coconuts. Why do you think there are lakhs and lakhs of people going to Tirupati? Why? And to all temples. Most people go there for seeking favor of God. So when you go to Tirupati, there is a hundi. It says when you put money in the hundi, this is the whatever sankalpa you do gets fulfilled. So they say. That's why lakhs of people go there. So Lord, I will offer you this. May this contract, I may be in my favor, may win this tender, whatever it is that they want. That is where the prayer comes. One aspect of the prayer is seeking favor of Ishvara. Because we are limited beings. Not only we are limited, but ambitions are as though we are not limited. Meaning that in spite of being limited, we want things our way. We know very well that we do not have the ability to always turn things our way, therefore we need favor. So prayer is seeking favor of the Lord. One important aspect of prayer. Sometimes it happens. See how the grace happens. Our Puja Swamiji was once traveling from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. And Swami being what he was, always visitors coming last moment, he was delayed. When he reached the airport, in spite of all other things, he at least had to stand in the line for the security. Long line. Only 20 minutes left. There was no way that he would get the flight. He was resigned, standing there. And then an airline agent came. Any passenger in this line for Ahmedabad? Any passenger for Ahmedabad? Ahmedabad? Yes, I am. Come this way. Was taken separately through another security and all the way up to the plane. This is called grace. Meaning that Ishvara's grace can bend the rules. That's what we hope. If you go according to rules, then we will never really be able to do things, But if you want Ishvara to favor us, seeking His grace, His favor, so that the rules will act in our favor. We shoot an arrow from our bow. Nobody knows whether the target will hit or not. Is it not so? If we can control that when we release the arrow from the bow, that we will hit the target, then everyone will be an Olympic champion. Is it not so? If you can control that your arrow will hit the target, or shooting contest is there. But when you shoot from your gun, whether it will hit the target or not, you never know. Otherwise everybody will be champion. Is it not so? That shows unpredictability, shows the need for favor. So Daivam is what? Grace of God. So Prayatna, of course, we require the effort. Adequate effort, not just effort. Kalaha, the time. At appropriate time, for appropriate length of time. Plus we also require Daivam, we require the grace of Ishvara. How do you secure Daivam? By prayer. That's why prayers become very important to us. Some people say, Swami, I don't beg. I never want to pray. I'm not a beggar. Prayer means begging from Ishvara. I'm not a beggar. But then who are you? Every desire that arises in our mind is nothing but begging for favor. Is it not so? The desire shows in our mind, I want this. That's called a desire, is it not? This I want is constantly going on in our mind. The olden days, the Swami used to say, just as when there is musical performance, a musician is singing, behind him there is a tanpura, where that shruti, drawn, is going on constantly. When he sings, you cannot hear that drawn, the shruti. In between, when he stops, you can hear that. That's called shruti. Constantly there. Similarly, in our mind, a constant shruti. I want. What I want keeps on changing, but that I want always remains. As a little child, I wanted toys, a balloon, little things. I grew a little older, I want tricycle. Little older, bicycles are different sizes depending on the age of the children. Then I want a scooter, I want a motorbike, I want a car, I want a house, I want a bride, I want a child, I want bank account, I want promotion. In fact, from womb to tomb, I want is constantly going on. Every want is nothing but seeking favor, is it not so? It's begging. We are born beggars. If somebody says, I never beg, he doesn't know what begging is. Because every desire is seeking favor. So we are beggars anyway. Then why don't you beg from Ishvara? You know, people in our times, when we were appearing in the exams, like SSC exam and stuff like that, most students would work before examination. There was some work after examination. One of my friends was like that. He had connections with some offices somewhere that he would know where his paper has gone. In SSC, when lakhs of children are appearing for an exam, he would find out where his paper has. I was in Bombay, he came to Bombay. I said, what are you doing here? I come to go to Andheri. Such a professor is there and he's going to examine my paper. I come to see him. So some people work before exam, some people work after exam. But everybody wants to pass. Everybody wants a favor anyway. So rather than begging before that professor, so for fulfilling desire, we beg from some. We need favor. You go to a bank office, you go to various other people to fulfill your desire. Why don't you go to him? So if you want to be beggar, beg properly. Like there is this one fakir, a Muslim mendicant. He once came to see Akbar, Emperor Akbar. Akbar had set aside some time of the day when anybody could approach him and ask for whatever he wanted, and Akbar would provide that. This fakir came during that time. And when he came, he was received respectfully and asked to wait in our room outside, because Emperor was praying. So fakir was waiting. When Emperor finished his prayer, was coming out of his room, he saw that fakir walking away. So hey, you came here to ask of some favor from me, why are you going away? He says, Shahanshah, I heard you seeking favor from him. So why should I not go to him direct? Why should I come to you? So it makes sense that we go to the original source from whom everybody is receiving favor. So this kind of a false pride, that I do not beg, I do not pray, all of this shows only immaturity, because we are always seeking favor. Favor of the world, favor of people in your home, favor of teenager, beta, will you please do this? Will you please mow the lawn, shovel the snow? I become too weak to do those things now. Seeking favor. They of course extract their own price. Nobody does free here anyway. And so he has his own conditions set as to what he should get in favor of doing this. But anyway, the idea is that we need favor, and therefore our Swami used to say that seeking help is intelligent living. One of the definition of living intelligently, his definition was seeking help when you need. You need help within yourself and don't seek help, that is not intelligent. So recognizing our need, recognizing Ishvara, who is omniscient, omnipotent, and appeal to him to please help me. It is not that you always pray for worldly gains. You don't have to, if you don't want. In fact, we need more prayer for our spiritual growth. So those people who are very conscious about their inner growth, they recognize more need for prayer. Because there are so many inner obstacles. Outer obstacles and inner obstacles. For someone like Mirabai, there may be outer obstacles. For most other inner obstacles. Like our goddess Sita. Sita represents our mind. And how Sitaji was trapped by temptation, by that golden deer. Rama told him, hey, there cannot be a golden deer. We are living in the midst of all these demons who are well known for their Maya. This is a Maya of some demon, No, I want him. And so golden deer was able to create in her a strong desire to acquire him. Rama had to go. But Lakshmana is left behind to protect Sita. But they knew everything. Imagine how they knew the psychology. Ravana must have known. He trained his uncle. This Ravana had a plan. He went to Maricha, who was his maternal uncle, Mama, and told Maricha to do this. Maricha said, I won't. I know I'll be killed. He says, I'll kill you. All right, if I have to kill, then I may as well be killed by Rama than by being killed by you. So he accepted the assignment to become a golden deer. And the deer would appear and disappear. Appear and disappear. That's how Sita saw once, twice, several times. Dhyayato vishan pumsa sangasteshu bhajayate. When you see one thing again and again, then you start liking it. Sanga sanjayate kamaha. The liking becomes a desire. The desire becomes a craving. Kamat krodho vijayate. If craving is not satisfied, turns into anger. So Sita's, as the scheme was, when Lord Rama shot the arrow at this Maricha, who was a deer, he assumed his original form while dying, and he screamed in the voice of Rama, Ha Sita, Ha Lakshmana, as though Lord Rama was appealing for help. Sita heard this. He said, Lakshmana, come on, go. Your elder brother is in need. He says, Mother, don't worry. There is nobody in the whole three worlds who can do anything to my elder brother. Don't worry. Then Sita was angry. Kamat krodho vijayate. When desire is not satisfied, anger. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Your mind becomes deluded. You lose the viveka or discrimination of what is right and what is not right. And she used words which were most inappropriate. And Lakshmana was compelled to go. But said, okay, please don't cross this line, Lakshmana Rekha. But now temptation is waiting, Ravana is waiting. He represents the 10 organs of perception and action. All attractions are there. And so Sita gets attracted. She is kidnapped. What does she do? Prayer. Rama, 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 Rama. That's how Rama comes and rescues her. So we are also like that. Kidnapped by the demons of Raga, Ravana Kumbhakarna. Ravana stands for Raga, Kumbhakarna for Dvesha. Therefore, a spiritual seeker is more keenly aware of the need for prayer, need for grace of Ishvara. Because in our life we always need grace. They say that a spiritual seeker needs 4 kinds of grace. Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa and Ishvara Kripa and Atma Kripa. First of all, Ishvara Kripa, grace of Ishvara, that we all enjoy. Because this Manushyatvam, that we have the human birth, is a great blessing of Ishvara. But human birth alone is not enough. Most people are wasting away their opportunity. So having human birth, Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshaya, to get human birth, have the desire for knowledge, to have the teacher, all of this is Ishvara Kripa. So we pray, let there be desire in me for knowledge, for moksha. May I get the right teacher. Then you go to Guru. You require second Kripa, Guru Kripa. Again prayer for favorableness of the Guru. Then Guru will impart you the teaching. That's called Guru Kripa. That also is not enough. Guru may teach us all right, but then the thing should happen in our mind, meaning that we should understand or comprehend what the teaching is. That's called Shastra Kripa. The words of scriptures should reveal their meanings in our mind. And finally, Atma Kripa, our own favor, by knowledge of Atma. So at every stage we require Kripa. Say, a materialist also requires Ishvara Kripa to fulfill his material desires, and a spiritual seeker also requires Ishvara Kripa to fulfill his desire. Meaning that Kripa is most essential in our life. And prayer is for invoking the grace. And therefore, the prayer and purpose of prayer. We all know what prayer is. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amrutam gamaya. O Lord, please me, please lead me from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. असत्यो माहे थी प्रभु परम सत्य तो ले जा, मुड़ा अंधारे थी प्रभु परम तेजे तो ले जा, महामृत्यु मा थी अमृत समीपे नाथ ले जा. तू हीण, one more sentence there. तू हीणो हूँ छु तुझे दर्शना दान दे जा. हूँ तो हीणो छु. I'm inadequate. I'm not qualified. So please bless me and reveal yourself to me. So everybody needs prayers. And therefore, our life should become prayerful really. As our Swami said, life itself should become prayerful. Life can be, what we do can be with a prayerful mood. We can appreciate Ishvara's prayer, can also be just expressing our gratitude. It may not be for seeking any favor also. Praising the Lord out of joy. How great you are. Sahasra Shirasha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. Singing the glories of the Lord. Also prayer. Why do you? Because out of joy we sing the glories, or to express our gratitude. That Lord, I am so grateful to you for all the favor that I am enjoying. So prayer can be an expression of gratitude. Prayer can be an expression of joy in singing the glories of the Lord. Prayer can be for seeking favor, for spiritual growth, or for material growth, benefit. So whatever we do can become prayerful with a sense of gratitude, sense of humility, with a recognition that I am really a blessed person, that I am what I am and that I have what I have. It is all by Ishvara's grace that I am what I am. And therefore, Lord, May I always remember you. May I remember your grace. May there always be a sense of gratitude in me, so that I don't forget you. I always remember your grace. In all humility, I do what I do. So, even Bhagavad Gita has lots of prayer. Arjuna performs prayer of the Lord, The 10th chapter, 11th chapter, beautiful prayers are there. So that is the purpose of prayer. Prayer, purpose of prayer. Barabar?